Hello and welcome back to a brand new Player 2 Plays. My name is Paul James and today we're playing Metroid Dread. Thank you very much to Nintendo Australia for providing me both a copy of the game as well as the Nintendo Switch OLED model that I'm playing it on today. We're obviously playing in docked mode, so if you've done your reading, if you've checked out my report on the Player 2 website out now about the OLED, you'll know that when I'm going in TV mode, there is no difference that the OLED makes. There's no hardware bump. This is exactly how the game will look no matter what model of the Switch you're playing on. The real advantages are when you're playing portably, so don't go thinking that what you're going to see today is any better than what you would get if you popped it into onto your Switch at home, sans the OLED. We're playing in normal mode today. Hard mode unlocks when you've completed the game. As you can see, I've already done that. Without trying to spoil anything. We'll jump into normal mode here. We're starting from scratch. And we're going to see what Metroid Dread is all about after decades of waiting. We get a little bit of a preamble here talking about the Metroid, the X, and a little bit of a highlight of what's going on in the likes of, though not specifically named, the likes of Metroid Fusion and Zero Mission and the like over the journey. Even Other M. Though they try and kick that to the curb as much as they can. So if you're a Metroid fan, you'll recall that Samus basically gets attacked by the X. Deadly parasite. Infested with horrible parasites capable of imitating any any living being. Unaware of this, I set foot on the planet, got infected, and almost died. Samus is one of the few that was, or the only seeming person capable of surviving. So we can see the cloned Samus. So she torched that planet. Booted from the planet. We thought, that's it, everything was done. Metroids, the X, it was all over, but not to be. Mysterious video transmission showing an X. It's what prompts us to go on our new adventure. Planet ZDR. We're going to go with the Galactic Federation, put them all in their place. We're sending the Emmy first, pronounced Emmy. Things don't quite go all that well for the Emmy. If you've seen any pre-release marketing, you will know that the Emmy have become the enemy. So Samus is back at it again. It's going to feel really weird to go back and not have the skills that literally up to yesterday I was playing with. We go back to square one. It's the typical video game trope of your powers that you've accumulated and have made you so awesome for all these years, they've been stripped from you. What are you going to do? Also, I love how my head's placed here over Samus. I've got the cannon. I've got the awesome armor. The power suits and the like. Pretty dope. So, while we're going through the cutscene here and things being set up, my review for the game is also on the Player 2 website, player2.net.au, alongside the OLED piece that I spoke about before. Please do not miss this game. It is exceptional. It is a massive return to form for the franchise. Samus Returns, developed by Mercury Steam, like this was, is exceptional. Samus Returns was great, but it was a remake of arguably the weakest game in the franchise in Metroid 2. So it's really great to get a new entry that is up to the standards set by the first few Metroid titles. Metroid 1, 2 obviously was still quite good, but limited being on the Game Boy, and of course the classic Super Metroid. We've then seen Zero Mission and Fusion. Fusion being a fantastic new entry, Zero Mission being a remake of the original. And then silence for a long time until Metroid Other M came along. We obviously had the Prime titles, but in terms of the traditional 2D titles, Other M wasn't great. And honestly, I think a lot of us thought that Metroid might have been on its knees, ready to die. Metroid Prime 4 was a fantastic sign, but I'd argue this is even better news. Metroid Prime might be the best of the two games, potentially, in the end. But getting a new 2D Metroid title, an exceptional one, again, check out my review for my full thoughts, is just such good news.
Try to connect with the facilities network when you reach the bottom. That way, they can gain contact. Any objections, lady?
This good chap is going to cause you a lot of problems. The counter that was introduced, the parry that was introduced in Metroid Samus Returns, is back here as well. Lost all your shit? Alright, here we go. So the left bumper is what allows you to kind of direct your shooting. We've got missiles that are mapped to the right trigger, the right bumper. Can't shoot them just yet. We've got our normal shots with our Y button. Jumping B, A we'll talk about soon. Oh. Oh. Ah, take you out first. Opportunity to replenish some health and the like. And our first Metroidvania element, a pathway that we can't get through. We can't get into the morph ball just yet.
Uploading data.
So, you've accessed a network station. Well done, Samus. I have reviewed your vital signs and video log from the data you uploaded. I've run a full analysis, but I cannot account for why you lost consciousness. My readings indicate dramatic physical changes in you. Whatever caused these changes seems to have stripped you of most abilities. You might call it physical amnesia.
Which is kind of some video game bullshit, really.
That brings me to your assailant. I am checking the Federation database against your video log. It appears to have been a Chozo. The attacker's identity is not yet clear. I have determined that you are somewhere within the depths of ZDR. Your top priority should be to return to your ship on the surface.
And that is ultimately the goal. Samus's goal is just to get back to her ship and get out of here. But the story that unravels around her as you're trying to do that is really fascinating. And it's really well told.
Appears to consist of multiple areas, shuttles, elevators, and other modes of transport connect them. Keep an eye out for ways to reach the surface. The ship's location.
Of course,
is marked
Metroidvania,
on
you're
the
zigzagging
global map.
all
Check it for
over the
yourself.
planet. There's lots of different regions, but they connect up to one another in weird and wonderful ways. There's teleportals. There's like these kind of tram cars that you use to connect you to different regions, but they can kind of you might go one way kind of quite high and then zigzag back to the planet through a lower, within the section of the map, so kind of lower down in the map. But you'll zigzag back to the other pathway, which takes you to areas in the first region that you couldn't access before. Those then take you to a teleporter, which beams you to a new region of the map. Like it's really
Such cold areas scattered
it's
underground.
those who can develop
Enter them
really
with
good
your
maps
basic
in
policy.
or level design in a Metroidvania. Those people are geniuses.
One final thing. Underground interference is preventing radio transmissions. Check in with me at any.
Right, let's go. Yep, we can save. This boy, then we're going to learn how to counter or parry. What you do have when you can parry effectively, you've got oops. You can very quickly launch an attack. Oh, I just went to the wrong thing. You got an attack you can launch there that inflicts a lot of hurt and gives you an opportunity to replenish missiles and the like too. So you don't have to necessarily I say you don't have to. Oh, whoops! I'll try and. Oh no, I got it right again. Another area that would be great if we could access. We can't now. We don't have a double jump. We don't have the screw attack. We don't have a host of different abilities. The staples of the Metroid franchise. Oh. It's a handy little cue if you're feeling like you're unsure of what to do or where to go. Our first missile tank acquired. A few extra rounds. That will be important as we get to the back end of the game. I can screw around here for days if I want, but it's not going to help me do anything. I've got to just drop down. Welcome to the Emmy. These bastards are what the marketing was based around, and the fear and terror of one chasing you. They can only be killed in a very specific way. The majority of the time, you need to evade these pricks. Managed to get the counter just right, slid under, and let's go. Now that was a scripted one, but the odds of you sticking. This one won't be able to get us because he's got a busted arm. The odds of actually sticking that shot, like actually taking out an enemy, are actually quite low. It's really, really hard to get the parry just right. The amount of time you've got is very, very small. The window is tiny to counter. You get 2 opportunities, but the window is really quite small. It's a little bit excessive in my mind. The one thing that they do that is nice is that when you find yourself in these encounters with the Emmy, you do get multiple opportunities to That's the very specific weapon that takes them out. Your stock standard shots, your missiles, they don't work. And you don't have, like that Omega weapon, you don't, there you go. You don't have access, you have it one shot, takes out the enemy and then that's it. Just a save spot. So yeah, the Emmy are like a dog with a bone. When you're in those Emmy zones, they are very specific. Let me bring up the map and show you. So you can kind of see like it's grayed out. Like there is this indication that you are in an Emmy zone. It's obviously not going to say that now because the Emmy has been destroyed, so it's just another room, another series of rooms now. But it does say like it's an Emmy area, and you fight for your life. It's not about killing them, it's about evading them, it's about surviving the threat and making your way to the next enemy door that gets you out of the area. Eventually you'll find that that enemy that was in this case already defeated. You took the power up, it gave you the Omega weapon, and then you can take out the enemy. But in a lot of other instances, like the majority of the time, you are just trying to get away from. Oh, whoops! Yeah, get out of here. See, there's another Emmy door. These are your cue that there's an Emmy on the other side. You see, it's a big area. This is all Emmy zone. I think it's scripted that we get our ass kicked by this one. There are 7 that we need to take out, not inclusive of, inclusive of that one, that's scripted one. Doesn't work, you need the Omega cannon. Run. See how it's trying to cut me off? Actually, I may as well, I'll throw my life away here and you'll see, so we've got, here we go. So we've basically made contact. You see, oh, missed. Nut missed. There we go, dead. That's as quick as it is, but the game is generous. If you fail in the Emmy zone, you do not go back to your last save point. You do not lose a whole bunch of progress. You go back to the start of that Emmy zone, and you've got to, I'll skip that scene, we'll run away. Yeah, we'll go that way. Oh yeah, whoops, go low. And so after a while, they're like a dog with a bone, but you can see the yellow light. It's searching for you now. You can pass through the door. You can't do that when it's looking for you. Oh. That's fine. We can't pass through that door. It's got a sensor, but I'll take the missiles.
Uploading data.
Both enemy you encountered were clearly trying to capture you. They may have been hacked. If so, it's reasonable to assume all enemy will be hostile. Enemy
They
send
are
out a
all
pulse to
hostile.
detect vibrations in the air within a certain range. Essentially, they can hear you. Upon detecting vibrations, an enemy enters surveillance mode to track their source. Stay out of its line of sight when this happens. An enemy that has seen you will
Begin to
remain
pursue.
pursued.
I've described everything there, so you just need to survive. You need to escape. 99% probability of failure. Exploit. You've seen me do it once, and look, it is better than 99%, but it is a very, very small window. It is very hard, especially early on, to stick some of those shots, knowing kind of what some of the cues are before it actually attacks. So good luck, is all I'm saying. Cannot get in there, but we can now move back into the Emmy zone. This one I died in a lot early on. Now I can pass out through this door here, and that's handy, but like I'm gonna get nothing from it. I can't actually pass through this door yet. I need to alter the terrain a bit. Dead end. It'll be around here. There we go. No, I can't do that yet. Oh, that takes me back. Whoops. But the advantage is I'm slowly filling out that map, so you can kind of see that I'm shooting for kind of this little region there. Can't pass through that door. Great. The Emmy's coming through that door. Woo. Go, go, go. Useless to me right now. Baba, let's... Oh, shit. Oh no, there we go. Pass through the door. There we go. We got out. The Emmy will only stay in the Emmy zone. There's no scenario where they pursue you outside of it. Can't get in there yet. Another save point, and you can see in typical Metroid fashion that map is starting to expand a bit. The catch is, that's just one region. But we're going to wrap things up there. We're going to save our game. You've seen a little bit of Metroid. You've seen the Emmy. You've seen the force that kicked Samus's ass at the beginning there. What capacity they take in the end, I'll let you discover yourself. We've learned a bit about the Metroid. We've learned a bit about the X. And it's fair to assume that they're going to feature in some way, shape, or form. If you enjoyed this entry of Player 2 Plays, then please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All the buttons are down below, and hit the notification bell. That way you're alerted to every new video the moment it goes live on the channel. That includes Patched, more Player 2 Plays, Gamer School, and a whole bunch more. There's some awesome stuff there, so please subscribe and go and check it out. Visit the website, player2.net.au, for reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to the podcast series Patched, the Player 2 Pixelcast, and Dev Diary, where there's been some sensational developer guests on the show in recent weeks and months, and there are more to come, so please subscribe and go and check it out. Again, visit the website to check out all the reviews on the Switch OLED, the Metroid itself, Metroid Dread, and even our recent review of Far Cry 6 as well. Go check all that stuff out. Myriad of different forms in video. We've got stuff. We've got written words there. There's heaps of awesome content around those, so go check all that out. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, kicking a few bucks. At the lower tiers, early access to episodes. At the higher tiers, monthly episode exclusives. Finally, there's Twitter. You can find me at Paul James Games. The website you'll find at Player2au. And until next time, that was Metroid Dread. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I have loved every single bit of this game. It is so much fun to play. Thanks a lot for watching. Cheers.